Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to JoyNews. Today we are coming to you live from our studios in Kokomlemle. We're on DTT because we're free to air on DSTV channel 421 and Go TV channel 125. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Coming up this afternoon, Supreme Court to hear case filed by Roxanne Dafiameko to hold the approval of President Akufo-Addo's nominees. We are live at the Apex Court as the NDC accuses the Chief Justice of a ploy to fast-track the determination of that suit to enable the President shelve the crucial anti-gay bill passed by Parliament. Also, West Africa Examination Council expresses worry over delay in payment of invigilators and supervisors that engage in the conduct of previous examinations. There is more as it reveals arrears of 50 million cedis have been accrued from 2022 to 2023.
For 2022, the government owes us 9.9 Ghana cedis. For the 2023 examinations, we still have an outstanding balance of 49 million Ghana cedis.
Plus, members of Locked Up Investment Holders Forum are today protesting at the Bank of Ghana premises over what they describe as negligence and lack of action to help retrieve their funds. We are live at the Central Bank for more. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. We're also live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X Spaces. My personal handle is @Nana Aisha. Please do stay for details. The West Africa Examination Council is expressing worry over the delay in payment of invigilators and supervisors that engage in the conduct of previous examinations. The arrears amounting to 50 million cedis have been accrued from 2022 to 2023 and covers invigilators marking allowance and practicals. In an address to the media, Head of Public Affairs at WAEC, John Kapi, said any further delays in payment by the Finance Ministry will have a negative impact on this year's conduct of the examination.
Okay, so for 2022, the government owes us 9.9 Ghana cedis. For the 2023 examinations, we still have an outstanding balance of 49 million Ghana cedis. And also for practical fees, we have an outstanding balance of 7.4 million Ghana cedis. These are balances that are yet to be paid to the council.
So how is that going to affect your work if it's not settled?
Well, so far we've received some money that we are going to start to pay the invigilators and supervisors. We are waiting for further payments so that we can also settle the payments for itinerant examiners and supervisors and invigilators for the WAS for school candidates 2023.
Is there an appeal to the Finance Ministry?
The appeals are done between us and him.
Meanwhile, Head of Legal Affairs at WAEC, Victor Brew, has revealed that about 30 culprits of various examination offences are still before the court for prosecution.
So the general overview is that there were quite a lot of malpractice cases, and to say that each year it keeps increasing, such that at a point when we thought, okay, you have, say, 30 cases, and before long we realize that additional cases are emerging. It makes it very difficult at any point in time to just even put a cap on it. But the important thing to say is that year by year, the issue of examination malpractice keeps increasing. But then to say that WAEC has also increased its alertness and its collaboration with security agencies to continue to be on the heels of these miscreants, as I call them. And it's bearing fruit in the sense that more and more people are getting arrested and also being prosecuted. The courts are collaborating with us better and better. Last year we held a seminar for judges, circuit court judges and magistrates, and we brought up our challenges. They also, communicated to us some of the things we should pay attention to make prosecutions, smoother. So generally, I'll say that yes, WAEC is carrying out its mandate.
Still on education, calls have intensified for teachers to come back to the classroom. Final year junior high school students in particular have expressed concern about the impact of the strike of teachers on their preparation for the upcoming basic education certificate examination. In Brekum in the Bono region, some parents are appealing to government to speed up negotiations to ensure that their children get back to the classroom.
Strike na bae no nkora be ha adwene pa ben ko school nti no de pa yantamu ha nkora be gu ha no otia be kwara be fi de sa ne ne odene nkora be ha pa nti yesra ba na se onye teacher for ba kuma so ade ma be ne be ko school no ma ye ma na be ko yesra na ye pa na chew nkora be ha ya adwene space ya minika tuo pa be tu are atia anadwo nyina be diminika are atia be diminika honhwa ma be ko school me ka kira ba ne se ne ayesa oyoma teacher for ma be ko school no onye ma be ne ben ko school esere ben ko school o ha adwene se nkura besora ba china wo so ma be kura ben ko aduane ni ba dia mfaso bia ni se be wo school ndan ka wo se be wo teacher ni sense gi se ba pransa ne baba nti yesera ba ne se ommo wa be ne nkura ne ben ko school ono ane ye hwehwe
be pia be mafie etini se ya dis anumere ne baba fie utwe di so kata so senya se dan ka be ko school nka kana be ba fie ne nka ja wo fo so ya to aso so be ko strike yese nkura be so ra be ne nan
Those were some parents in the Bono region asking government to fast-track negotiations with teachers to enable them come back to the classroom. Meanwhile, President of the Coalition of Concerned Teachers and spokesperson of the 3 striking teacher unions, King Ali Awudu, has assured parents they will make up for the contact hours lost after the impasse with government has been resolved. Ms. Awudu says teachers are also committed to ensuring to the success of their students.
When the COVID came, and teachers were at home for about 10 months, it was we that proposed to government that we want to work extra to make up for the time. That is why we introduced this semester system in the basic school and all that, where for about 4 or 5 months continuously, the children were in school and we were teaching them. You go to the senior high school, additional hours were added to the timetable at no additional remuneration to the teacher. We love the case, and no teacher wants his students to fail exams. So most definitely, when we go back, we teach them, and we know how we are going to handle matters to make up the lost time. That one, I promise you, we can always get it done.
Meanwhile, the ministry is set to meet teacher unions this afternoon to resolve the impasse. We will update viewers of this development in our subsequent bulletins. A law lecturer at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration Law School, Justice Srem Sai, has accused President Akufo-Addo of deliberately obstructing private member bills from being passed into law. Dr. Justice Srem Sai on PM Express last night criticized President Akufo-Addo's handling of such bills, noting instances where the president failed to follow proper procedures in dealing with bills passed by Parliament, citing the anti-witchcraft allegation bill, which was sponsored by MP for Medina Francis Susu. The law lecturer noted the president's explanation for vetoing the bill was weak.
It is clear that there is a deliberate attempt or effort from the presidency to really, shut down this opportunity of private member bill. So if you look at his previous refusal to sign or to veto, you see, and the thing is quite interesting because the power to veto, the president has the power to veto a bill. And that power is actually guided by steps and timelines, what he can veto, the grounds on which he can, veto the bill, and also the time frame within which he could do that. In all the three instances that the president is having issue with it, he seems to have failed to follow any of these limitations. So the first two bills, he simply said he said he likes the bill, but the fact is that it was introduced by a private member, and so he doesn't think that he would sign it. That was his communique on that, which is problematic because the person who is empowered by the Constitution to determine whether the bill imposes, taxes or that, so it's a financial bill, is the Speaker. Any other person, if you have a problem with even the Speaker's discretion, which you may challenge, I think you have to go to court like anyone else. It is not upon the president to sit in his office and sit in judgment over the Speaker's, discretion. That discretion could only be challenged in a court of law. So that's the first one, and that's the problem with the first one. Now, this one, it seems to be, he doesn't even want to receive it in the first place. And that is even a more serious problem because communication between Parliament and the president should never get to a point where it becomes even impossible. So, and what is the issue with accepting the bill? You could accept it, and that's why the Constitution gives the president the power to veto. So if you have a problem with the bill, what you need to do is receive it, state your problems. You have options to communicate directly with the Speaker or even refer to Council of State for all these institutions that have been established by the Constitution to consider your view, and then there will be a way out. Now,
members of the Locked Up Investment Holders Forum have begun their protest to demand payment of their funds. The group a year ago began engagement with the Bank of Ghana to help them redeem their investments from the financial houses and savings and loans companies. But the group is protesting today because they say the central bank has not demonstrated enough in resolving the matter. Convener of the group, Dr. Du Anani Entry, says they want the BOG to take over these financial institutions and pay the customers their investments.
This morning, members of the Locked Up Investment Forum have actually hit the street to protest, to put pressure on the Bank of Ghana to help retrieve their locked up funds with some financial houses and savings and loan companies across the country. These are persons who have invested with corporate finance entities. Some even invested with church corporate entities. All of them are saying that their monies over the period have been locked up with these entities without being able to retrieve them. Despite the back and forth with the Bank of Ghana, they have mentioned that they've not been able to get their monies, and so they are hitting the street. They started a walk actually from the premises of the NDK Financial Company around the Accra Sports Stadium and heading towards the Bank of Ghana to present their petition to Governor of the BOG. And so that's what is happening. If you look on some of the placards, they have the Bank of Ghana, don't kill investors with your poor supervision. Others are saying that the Bank of Ghana should wake up and do its job. Others say we want our money back. We worked for it. Bank of Ghana, you are the watchman of SDIs. Wake up. That is the information on some of the placards. We can try and have a conversation with some of them to know what their plight are. We would want to have a conversation with you. Tell us about your own situation with this host savings and loan companies and your lockup funds.
To be honest with you, right now I have to take my medication every other day. I can't afford to take it every day. I have to space it out. You can't live comfortably like you have planned to do. And it is not right at all. It is so unfair. This is money that we worked to save. And we are punishing us for saving. Because without saving, without investments, business cannot go on in any country. So if we have saved, if we have sacrificed our little monies to save, Why should we be punished for it?
We thought that we were going to the BOG to terminate the protest. Why are we here at the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial?
According to the police, they have declared those areas as security zone. You recall that when the minority in Parliament held their protests, they stopped them at some point. And I'm told, the police told me it was at this point that they stopped them. So we don't want to force the police to go against their own rule. So we were even going to be at the roadside there, but they realized that the sun is too much. So they pleaded with these people to allow us here so that we can rest under this shade. So,
but was that the original plan?
Yes.
The original plan was for you to come here?
To be at the roadside there, could converge there, and then wait for our leaders to go and come. But now they have allowed us to come inside here so that the sun shall be protected by the sun.
What's the next plan now?
The next plan is from the Bank of Ghana. We are going to the Ministry of Finance.
So not all of you are going to meet there?
No. 10 people are going to meet.
Who are you going to meet at the BOG?
The governor. We wrote that we want to meet the governor.
If you don't meet he himself, what would you do?
Well, as an organization, I know I've headed an institution before. So let them decide who is going to do that.
You have a petition you are going to present?
The petition is already with them since November. And we are just going to find out what is the governor doing about the petition and the proposal we have submitted for the resolution of this matter.
There are some key highlights in that petition and
the proposal, as we have proposed 2 methods or approaches. Either you give them money, these institutions that are not able to operate, NDK Financial Services, SDC Financial Services, SIC Life Savings and Loans, and Bond Savings and Loans. Give them support. Find some money. We have said that they should be talking to the development partners.
Participants at the Ghana Connect Town Hall meeting in Kumasi have asked political parties going into the 2024 elections to ensure their needs are reflected in drafting their manifestos. The manifestos spell out the vision of parties to enable the electorate to make informed decisions. The electorate from the Bono, Ahafo and Ashanti regions want their issues bordering on education, health and social protection prioritized. Nana Boachi Adam has more.
The Ghana Connect Town Hall in Kumasi, organized by JoyNews and Star Ghana Foundation, saw participants from the Ahafo, Bono and Ashanti regions share concerns on matters of education, health and social protection. Participants included persons with special needs, teachers, small business owners, traditional leaders and civil society organizations. The engagement with the electorate is to enable them have their say as political parties ready their policies for the polls. Some participants who spoke to JoyNews admonished political parties to reflect on their needs in drafting their manifestos.
One thing that we want the politicians to know is our Disability Act, as we are speaking now, it's not yet passed. For we have major issues or major things in it that has to be put in place to better our lives as PWDs. But as we are speaking, all these things are lying down there because it's not being implemented. So as nowadays that we are seeing ramps making available at other public centers like the hospitals and the banks, but others don't have. Because that makes it difficult to access these places.
Actually, what we are expecting them to do is about the youth, and then especially me, I emphasize on agriculture because that has been the lifeblood of this country. So anything that they are doing should be related to our agriculture sector. Because you realize that Ghana spends a lot of money in the importation of other products which we can also produce here. For example, rice. If you look at the number of hard currency that goes into the importation of rice, is too huge. Secondly, me as a traditional leader of my Fulani or the Fulbe, I know how it is and I know how much is spent in the importation of meat. You see that now we bring in a lot of meat from other countries. Whereas if you are to look at this sector, like the livestock sector, bring reforms, train them into modern way of doing things, I'm sure it is going to cut a lot of money that is being spent so that we can use it on the other sectors like what we have seen in the education and then the health sector.
Okay, let me commence with health. It's an open secret that even now the health insurance is a good policy. There are some policy and implementation gaps that need to be catered for. Talking of, there are some sicknesses that needs intensive care. Talking about those on dialysis and diabetic patients and other health issues that needs a lot of money, and health insurance is not being catered for.
The Supreme Court has been told that lawyers for the NDCMP, Roxanne Nelson Dafiamekpo, refused to accept court documents to be served on him, including a hearing notice. Today, the MP and his lawyer, Akufo-Addo, are both not in court. Let's take you to the Supreme Court, where a member of our legal affairs desk is standing by with details. Kweku, which documents are exactly are we talking about? Hello, Kweku Asante.
The lawyers for Akufo-Addo was a hearing notice. That is to set the day of today for the Supreme Court to hear the injunction application that was filed by the MP. We now understand that the MP has filed the second application for injunction, which was filed on the 25th of this month, roping in the ministers that have been transferred by the president. The Supreme Court is currently proceeding to hear the injunction application that was filed by the MP on the 21st. But let me get to the details of this issue for you. According to the bailiff of the court, who was put under oath in court in the Supreme Court today, he did try to serve these documents on lawyer Akufo-Addo at his law firm, Addo & Addo. When he got there, he met one person called Na, and this Na person told him that he had been instructed by Akufo-Addo, who is the lawyer for us in the not to receive any document from any bailiff or any person whatsoever. And because of this, he refused to accept the service of these documents. The bailiff then proceeds to tell the court that he dropped these documents on the table of the law firm, and the court now considers that the hearing notice had been properly served on the lawyer, and so the expectation was that he would have appeared in court today. The Attorney General, Koforidua, is taking strong exception to this. He says it is the highest form of disrespect for lawyers who have come to court and actually filed processes to refuse to accept documents that are emanating from the highest court of the land. And he's asking the Supreme Court to take a very tough stance on this. He's urging the Supreme Court to make consequential ruling on this specific issue that has come up before the court. But the court has not made any decision on what to do with the lawyer or the specific prayer that has been made by the Attorney General. As we speak, the court is hearing the application injunction that was filed by the MP, despite the fact that he and his lawyers are not around. And we first heard from the Speaker of Parliament's lawyers. And one other interesting issue, Aisha, is that we know that the Speaker of Parliament relied on the injunction application that was filed by the MP, for which reason he asked Parliament not to approve the ministerial nominees of President Akufo-Addo on the 22nd. But today in court, the lawyers of the Speaker of Parliament, led by Kadio Sori, are opposed to the injunction application filed by the MP. They say that the grounds that the Supreme Court has set out in previous cases for which reason an injunction application will be granted has not been met by the instance application filed by Roxanne Nelson Dafiamekpo. And after the time I left the court, he was on his feet making his legal arguments on that. We will then also hear from the Attorney General, who's already spoken by describing the application as frivolous and one that he is very willing to argue his case out and get it disposed of. But the bigger taking point is that the bailiff has told the court today that lawyers for Akufo-Addo have refused to accept service that emanated from the court, and the Attorney General has been telling the Supreme Court to take a strong stance on this because he believes it is the highest form of disrespect, and we await what the Supreme Court will do on this.
Definitely, we'll bring you updates from the Supreme Court in our subsequent bulletins, but that was Kweku Asante with those updates. Let's get on to other stories. The National Food Suppliers Association has served a notice to the Ministry of Education, giving them a 14-day ultimatum to pay arrears owed them since February 2023 to avoid picketing at the ministry. They accuse the Ministry of Education of lack of transparency and equity in the disbursement of funds to suppliers. Listen to spokesperson of the group, Kweku Amedume.
Out and again for the unpaid arrears of 12 months, 13 months. I mean, from February till date, suppliers under buffer stock, and some other, and few other at commodity exchange have had their monies locked up, and we've done all things possible to get the minister's attention and other stakeholders' attention to get our monies paid to us, which has proven to be unsuccessful. And that's why we're out here demanding.
What has been the explanation from government?
The explanation has been the excuses upon excuses. The reason why the excuses are a bit infuriating is that we noticed that there are some sections of suppliers under commodity exchange which are given preferential treatment in the sense that they seem to be taking, the sequence at which they are paid seems to be regular as expected, as compared to others under the same commodity exchange and majority under buffer stock supply. We intend to pick it. We intend to come and live with the ministry. Whether they allow our access into their premises will be at the forefront. We are coming with our foods because we deal in foodstuffs. We will come and live and continue to live our life there until we are paid. We will come with our maize, our beans, our stoves, our everything. We will sleep, live there because we can no longer sit in our homes. There's nobody in the credit industry who would give anybody money to do business, and over a 1 year period, no amount of payment is paid, no guarantee of that payment is known, and no farmer can give you produce on credit.
The Koforidua Municipal Assembly is set to prosecute individuals engaged in open defecation and garbage dumping on a piece of land between the Independence Square and the Asumdwe Park, which is a burial site for former President John Atta Mills. In an interview with Maxwell Agbagba, the Municipal Chief Executive Samuel James Niaje Taria announced that the Assembly is collaborating with the Ghana Tourism Authority to revamp the area and put an end to this troubling practice. We'll hear from the MCE shortly, but first, Maxwell Agbagba's report for our Filth Exhibition series, which highlighted the alarming situation. The Koforidua Municipal Assembly has expressed concern about the ongoing situation. The MCE, Samuel James Niaje Taria, says the Assembly has partnered with the Ghana Tourism Authority to enhance the development of the area. He also mentioned that the Assembly will take legal action against individuals caught engaging in open defecation and garbage dumping on the land.
Probably been going on over the years, but we are taking steps to make sure we bring that place to a level that the tourists that come there will appreciate even more. So there are a few initiatives that are in the pipeline. I'm sure when you got there, you saw that, for example, that's on Drain Park, there's some construction work going on. If you entered, you would, that is Ghana Tourism Authority and ourselves collaborating to bring the place up to a level. And there will be places of convenience for people to use if they happen to go there. And then Nationalism Park, I'm sure you see the place ordered off. Yeah. So we are gradually bringing those places up to international standards that tourists that come to this country can go to these places. But this open defecation thing is been there for some time, but it's not something that you people do it openly for you to see that something like this is going on. We often, it's after it has happened before we do come across, and then we have to take steps to claim the place. But with these new interventions, it will be difficult. The space will not be there. The place will be properly staffed, etc., to make sure the amenities and things we put at the place can be used, to promote this country.
Head of Waste Management at the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, Solomon Noy, says the AMA is under-resourced but pledges it is working around the clock to deal with the sanitation situation in Accra.
Very soon, we will be having a sanitation court that will be commissioned in our jurisdiction. We used to have them, but with the split of AMA into other sub-metros that became autonomous and municipals on their own, we found out that the traveling distance from Accra to the coast at La and other areas was a bit of a disadvantage. And some of these operations, we need to have the courts right within our vicinity. So very soon, plans are far advanced, so that I'm sure by next month or so, we should have our sanitation court, which will be situated at the old AMA head office behind or adjacent to the Bank of Ghana. Definitely all the cases will be rapidly prosecuted. But the current program is still ongoing to make sure that we inspect homes and houses to ensure that they have toilet facilities.
So let's look at generally dealing with filth in Accra. What's the plan?
Yes, so it's good that you situate the discussion in the right perspective. So if you wouldn't mind, I want to take you through some analysis. By the nature of Accra's topography, Accra is low-lying.
Vice Chancellor of the Ghana Communication Technology University, Professor Emmanuel Ohene Afuakwa, has challenged students to make the necessary sacrifices to achieve excellence. In an event organized to interact with the students, the Vice Chancellor says working hard is a foundation to attaining greatness.
My students, listen and write this down. Okay. There is no secret to greatness in life.
Prof is ready to hear.
There is no easy way to greatness in life. You have to toil to be able to achieve it. If you want to achieve greatness that is sustained, you have to earn it.
Earn it.
If you steal it, it will go the same way as you stole it.
Stole it. Perfect.
So the height that great men, the height, you are short, height that great men rigged and kept. So you are able to reach there as a height, and then you sustain it. We're not attained by sudden flights. So it's not like you've put a stone in a catapult and then shoot it, and then within a second you get there. No, it doesn't work like that.
It takes time.
But those, whilst their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. If you want to become successful, they say everybody should sleep 8 hours. I tell you, if you sleep 8 hours, that's normal for everybody to sleep 8 hours. But I tell you that if you sleep 8 hours, you can't achieve greatness. You will be a normal person. So you go to work, you are just a normal staff, you are paid the normal, then you can't afford a car, you can't build a house, your life will be normal. If you want to be super normal, to become successful and to be great, you have to cut down on the hours of your sleep and put those hours of your sleep to active work.
We're still live on JoyNews today. We're coming to you from our studios in Koforidua. Let's take a break. When we return, there's the very latest coming from the world of business.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the business segment on JoyNews today with me, Pius Kojo Baka. The Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation and its international partners have reaffirmed their commitment to a long-standing and healthy relationship with host communities. There is more for you in this report.
Hini Impasaso Hills are estimated to be Ghana's largest bauxite reserve, with 10 hills stretching through the concession. As part of their multiple initiatives, GIADEC and its strategic partner Metalinos SA are ready to commence exploration of bauxite in the Nyinahini community in the Ashanti region. At an official launch of the project in the Apinemadi township, the companies introduced the project and its prospective benefit to the host communities. Traditional and local government authorities implored them to include local content during both prospecting and mining phases of the project. Chief Executive of GIADEC, Michael Lansa, emphasized a commitment to a long-term relationship with the Nyinahini community.
The partnership means that every arm of this relationship has to be strengthened.
a key arm is the business community here. Is the training, the skills development that we'll bring here. Is the people of this place that will have jobs to do. The people of this place that will have opportunity to bid for various work. That will happen. Whether it's prospecting at the prospecting phase or at the mining phase, there'll be a lot of work that we have earmarked for local content to make sure that they are part of what is going on. Giadec or Mytilenas are not going to bring people from Accra or from Greece to come and do, say, drilling. It will be Ghanaian companies. It will be Ghanaian people employing people from here to do that kind of work.
The project under the integrated aluminium industry is expected to develop an entire value chain of aluminium industry from bauxite mining to alumina refinery and eventually aluminium production. Bantamahene Bafo Wusu Amenkwetia VI stressed on the need for a refining plant to generate employment opportunities and also contribute to Ghana's self-reliance.
Over 200 junior high schools in the Ashanti region have undergone career guidance programs to ensure and empower young girls to consider careers in engineering and its related fields. There is more in this report.
Teenage motherhood has become a topical social issue, considering that about 15.2% of female adolescents in Ghana aged 15 to 19 have ever been pregnant. This underscores the prevalence of teenage pregnancies. According to African Education Watch, there are over 192,000 school dropouts in Ghana, with over 102,000 being girls as of 2022. Over 30,000 of these girls drop out due to teenage pregnancy. Paramount Queen Mother of Yamfo, Nana Dakoa Ampim Chewa II, speaking at the Electricity Company of Ghana's Women in Engineering Career Guidance Program for female GHS students, emphasized that parents hold major responsibility for guiding their girls. She's admonishing frequent, random and diligent supervision of the characters of young females.
Lack of parental care. Our moms and dad, some of them, they don't really care about their kids, especially with this new curriculum. After classes, we are going to hear they make friends. I feel the friends they make, the influence and the impact they have on them. Some of them go to these classes with phones and all that. So I think most of them is on the parents. And they should really try and do frequent checkups at the school, talk to their teachers what is going on. Random checkups once in a while, go to the school and check up on your child, how he or she is doing in the schools.
The Kumasi headquarters of Electricity Company of Ghana's Women in Engineering Career Guidance Program is a sensitization event organized in collaboration with the Gender and Social Inclusion Unit to commemorate International Women's Day. Nana Dakoa Ampim Chewa II lauded the efforts of women breaking stereotypes to lead.
And that's it for business for now. I am Pius Kojo Baka. That will be at 1 p.m. with the marketplace.
We bring you sports now on JoyNews. Today, I am Muftau Nabila Abdullah, a ranking member on the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports. Commander Mensa Oyeme has described Ghana's organization of the African Games 2023 as a monumental disaster. According to him, the government of Ghana spent about $241 million, despite Parliament approving just 150 million Ghana cedi for the organization of the Games. He says in the coming days, the minority will probe into Ghana's organization of the African Games and the expenditure that went into the infrastructure and the organization of the event.
The just ended Games were a monumental disaster and total embarrassment to our dear country. The Akufo-Addo NPP government spent a staggering $240 million on the just ended Games. Yet, the organization and management of the event was poor and shambolic. While the government sacrificed value for money principles and breached procurement procedures, infringed on the Public Financial Management Act, leading to huge expenditure, Ghanaians have been swayed by the frivolous outcome of the Games to believe all is well. Given the current state of the Ghanaian economy, which has been rendered bankrupt by the Akufo-Addo NPP government, Emerging details about the hefty expenditure on the games raised eyebrows and concerns among Ghanaians. Several unfortunate incidents that were recorded in the course of the games left many wondering whether that quantum of money was really spent.
That is Commissioner Mensa Oyome, a ranking member on the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports, speaking at a press conference on Tuesday. Now let's go to the camp of the Black Stars. They have played 2 friendly matches and drawn one since the reappointment of Akufo-Addo as the head of the technical bench. The recent friendly matches were against Nigeria, a game they lost 2-1 and drew 2-2 against Uganda. He says that the team would need to start creating chances if they want to win matches.
We didn't win a game, so this is the general summary, which is bad. I think we can we see the first match. I think there was, even though we lost, you could see that there were a lot of positive things still, especially in the second half with 10 men playing good football, having good movements, well positioned. Against a strong Nigerian team with a lot of young players. And the second match was more difficult for us. And I know that if we want to build something, especially like having ball possession, playing out from the back, there will be mistakes. And with mistakes, sometimes comes a little bit of fear also to make mistakes. So we have to get over it. It was a good learning today. There were some good parts, but in all, surely it's way too less to play 2-2 against Uganda. We expect more, even though a lot of players were missing. I don't have to say, but still we could have done better. Little bit unlucky with the 2 goals against us, with the penalty, and the second one, I don't know if it was even a goal, but in all the football we played was not good enough. We should have created more chances, especially in the final third. We have to work on creating more chances. Finishing must be better under pressure, and it's a lot of work.
Akufo-Addo, who will take over the Black Stars coaching job at the end of May, he signed a 34-month contract with the Ghana Football Association. That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com. We appreciate it.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the showbiz segments with me, Jacqueline and Sumayabwa. The wait is over as Ghanaian musician Akufo-Addo makes a return to the spotlight. After a period of silence, he's back in Ghana, setting the record straight and dropping some major bombshells. Rumors were flying about his disappearance, but guess what? We have more in this report.
Akufo-Addo has resurfaced after a mysterious absence from the music scene. Fans have been eagerly waiting for his return, and now he's back with some surprising revelations. Kwesi reveals that he's been right here in Ghana all along, despite social media posts suggesting otherwise. Seems like home is where the heart is for the music star.
Have you relocated now?
Oh no, I have. I still be Ghana, Ghana in the blood, still from Tema. No, I just I move around a lot. Unlike this job we do, if you talk say they stay one place. I move around a lot. But it's rather unfortunate say this recent trip where I take, for some reason it's just being publicized and people are talking about it a lot.
What were you doing differently?
I don't know. Probably because people think say, oh, I don't want to come or something.
Because it was rumored that you're not coming back.
How?
Saying
why? How this song came about? He sent me a short video of him of the beat on Instagram. Yeah, and I was like, yo, bro. Then I did tell him as he sent it, and I was like, yo, bro, this be crazy.
Nigerian musician Davido recently appeared on ESN Media The bridge alongside Real Madrid French midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni, Cindy Brunner and Francois Henry. And now in this interview, Davido revisited his early days signing to global record label Sony Music in 2016 and the challenges of needing to prove himself to people who weren't familiar with his exploits. It's a wrap for the showbiz segment with me, Jacqueline and Sumaya. I saw Aisha giving some news right there.
I am available, actually. Thanks for bringing us showbiz. That's how we wrap up the bulletin this afternoon. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.